Hello everyone. So, oh god, I'm sorry for the glare from my computer and I look a mess and everything's a mess right now. But I was over here working on one of my Cricut projects that I'm trying to get done, and for some reason I wanted to record a video. So here I am. I don't know why I suddenly wanted to record a video. I think it's because I actually had recorded a video last Thursday, but I ended up not uploading it because I absolutely hated that video. Like, I still do. I was hoping that I would change my mind and be able to upload it this week, but no, I just absolutely can't stand it. I was in such a mood, and you don't always have to be like, happy-go-lucky on YouTube or even at your best or whatever. You don't have to be that. That's not even genuine. But like, I was just real bad. I was in pain and I was very, very tired, and I had just the previous day, Wednesday, I had gone through a weird financial situation that's hard to explain, but it ended up not being as bad as I thought it was, but unfortunately my anxiety made it worse. So I was like, I kind of like went to the extreme on how to fix it and was like, oh my god, I have to sell a doll. And I ended up I have sold nothing. I ended up settling on my Summerbird Viola, if only because in my list of projects, she is last right now because she's not really a character, and I thought because of that, she wouldn't be the easiest to sell, but I could get over it at some point because she wasn't a character. But I did not want to sell her. I still don't. I adore her. I adore all the dolls I currently have, and I just don't want to sell any of them right now. I don't feel the want to. I did feel the need to, but now luckily I don't. But also, I just don't want to go through the hassle of it. It's so frustrating to sell in the secondhand market right now. Not only because of your everyday nightmare stuff of, oh my god, a doll might get lost in the mail or end up damaged somehow, but like, there's just been a lot of frustrating stuff I've seen going on with selling and buying and all that, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with any of that right now. It was just a lot, and I went through a lot in the span of a couple hours, and I was crying, and it was just a whole hot mess. But after going back through some things, going over some things, I realized that no, that is an extreme decision, and I don't need that. I need like $20. Now, mind you, before I did the factoring and figuring and stuff, I needed a couple hundred, but I luckily got it together and really looked at the situation. But that's how it is with anxiety. It doesn't always, you don't always think rationally when it's happening. So, I mean, what can I tell you? But I did do a video the next day after I had realized that I didn't have to sell her and figured everything out. But I was still feeling the anxiety and the sadness I was feeling the day before. And it was just that video just ended up frustrating me, and I didn't want to upload it. But and it was just basic updates anyway, which I'll relay to you now, if only because I just want to keep people updated. I want to keep making videos so I get more comfortable. I want to, I don't know, I just want to get better at this. Not like, it's not like YouTube is like a job for me or anything like that. I'm not ever going to be like a big YouTuber or anything. But I like talking to people, and I don't know. I really enjoy it. but I want to be more consistent with it, or I want to just not do it. Like, because I keep, how to put this, because of my anxiety, I pick up a lot of stuff, or I don't answer stuff, and I let a lot of emails go to the wayside, or I just don't answer phone calls, stuff like that, you know, where like I'm just not consistent with stuff, and I get frustrated and ignore stuff, or I don't want to do it right at the time, like answer a message, like, or a text message, or a chat message, or a comment. And if I don't do it at that time, because of whatever reason, I get nervous trying to do it the next day, because I'm like, oh, well, now it feels too late. And then it keeps going and going and going and going until like it'll be a whole month and I haven't answered or done anything. And it just gets too frustrating to do that all the time. And I know that is something that is mostly out of my control, but that doesn't mean I have to give into it and not try. So I want to try. So one way to try is to, you know, try to come up with a video at least once a week. I mean, it's not even, you know, too big a thing to come up with a video once a week. I would love to do it 2 times a week, but I probably don't even have enough stuff to update twice a week. But I am going to, besides dolls, I do want to talk about also like my planning stuff and my writing stuff. I kind of want to make this like all one channel, one thing. I won't like branch out to like too far extremes. I've always done updates on these 3 things anyway, but I guess I want to officially start doing it. I don't know if anyone noticed, I changed my YouTube name, not the link at all, but like the name, to the name the nickname that I made up myself for Pokemon Go, by the way. Because I want to embrace the, ideology behind what I was feeling at the time I made up the name, which is Tenacious Tam, which I think I've mentioned before, because it's on a planner cover I have, and I've mentioned Pokemon Go before. But I really like that nickname for myself. Even though, you know, nicknames, people are like, nicknames should be given to you. But no, I really like being called Tenacious Tam and trying to come at life with tenacity. That's what I want to start doing. And so I changed my name to that, and hopefully I will have more updates in regards to my writing, because I'm hoping to like get that with tenacity, and also with my dolls, because I want to. The weather got unfortunately muggy again, but I have all these doll projects swimming in my head again. Also, like the want to buy certain dolls, and I haven't felt that in several months. I can't even tell you how long it's been. Because I know I have been sort of out of the hobby, like in and out, because it was getting to be a very negative place. And it's not like it stopped being negative really, but I notice now when I go on Instagram, I'm actually happy to see people's dolls again, versus how I was feeling a bit ago, where I was just getting frustrated because not only was the negativity getting to me, but I wasn't feeling inspired by my own dolls. So I guess I was feeling very envious of the inspiration other people had for their own dolls. And I don't know, I wasn't really writing, and I wasn't really into anything except maybe sort of my planning. Even then, like, I noticed that I would plan for half the week and stop. So like, I don't know, but I know that's just you know, how depression goes. Sometimes like it's like even, sometimes it's up here a little bit, sometimes it's a little low, and I just have to roll with it and do my best against it. That's what I want to start doing. I want to start doing my best against all the odds already stacked up against me that's in here. So yeah, if you didn't notice, name change. I'm probably going to do it other places too, as long as it's not completely changing the link, because I don't know if I want to go that far. It's not like I have links out there floating around really, but I don't know. I just I don't want it to be so drastic that like people are like, well, who's that, or stuff like that, you know. But on YouTube, it's something you kind of don't notice, but like I think with Instagram you have to completely change everything. So probably on Instagram, where I have like just my real name, Tamika, I probably will just put Tenacious Tam up there too, but not change the link, because I don't know if I want to go that far, but we shall see. So sorry for the long offshoot, but I don't know. That's why we're here, right? To talk, you know? But I didn't have many updates the last video, besides the fact that like I don't have to sell my summer bird viola, and thank goodness I don't, because I don't want to. I want to do all the things I wanted to do with her. And, you know, if after I get done with her face up and I want to hot glue suede her and tighten her strings and make her some clothes so that her belly gets shown off and make her a wig, and I want to do all these things, and you know, if after I do all that and I'm just not connecting with her, I mean, who knows? I mean, once you get done with a doll, I mean, when you first get a doll, you think, oh, especially if you think the doll is beautiful, which I think she's beautiful, I love her, but like when you first get her, you're so enamored when you first get your doll that you have to wait until you do something with that doll, or don't, I guess, you know, depending on what type of person you are, to see how you actually feel about them. And I definitely want to wait, because I adore her. She doesn't really, I noticed that she doesn't really fit in too much with my other dolls, but then I was like, well, that's just an excuse to get her a friend, because, you know, doll logic. And since I'm feeling like the one to actually get a doll again, I'm like, well, I'll keep on the lookout, but I won't force it. Especially since I have decided I want to get in on the Soul Doll discontinued dolls. They are discontinuing 2 sculpts that I had considered for Bella. And if you don't remember Bella used to be my Doll Chateau Queena. But she just was so tall and so thin, and like Doll Chateau has a very, I love the look, but it's a very exaggerated look. The other girls, you know, they look like regular slim mini teenager looking dolls, but she looked otherworldly. And I love Queena, but I was like, that's why she moved on to become part of Blank Slate. So I've been looking for Bella, and one of the options I thought of was the Soul Doll Liddell, and Liddell, I'm not sure. And every time I would go past the Soul Doll site to look at her, my eyes would stray towards Soul Doll. What is her name? Just went on my head. I hate that. I was just thinking it, and it just, Bonnie. There we go. My eyes would stray towards Bonnie. Like I would look. There was something about her site picture, the Soul Doll Bonnie, that just drew my attention to her. So I have decided, after a lot of back and forth with myself, that I'm going to attempt, if I have the funds, to put both of them on layaway through BJD. I think it's just BJ Divas. It'd be probably like have to be a 6-month layaway if I'm going to get both. But I think that's the plan for right now, because even if I just choose one of them, I'm sure I can do something else with the other girl. Definitely. Especially since I can just make her another vampire, because, you know, Bella's a vampire. So I'm actually really excited about that. And while I was just looking around at dolls, I went past Alice's collections and looked once again at the lovely Decadol Fellis. And the reason why he's lovely to me and why I love him, I visit him every once in a while because I want him to be Seiji, which is Benny's boyfriend, or basically the guy who will eventually be his boyfriend. And every time it used to be, before I was feeling a little meh about the hobby, I would go past and visit him, so to speak. So today I did that again, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to have you. So I'm hoping that once I get the Soul Doll girls home, that he will be next on the list. And those are the only dolls I feel like I want to bring home. I'm not really filling any other dolls, and I don't want to bring home any more unnecessary dolls. I want it to be like it used to be, where like the doll had to stick in my brain for a bit, and if I couldn't get them out of my head, I got them. And if I go based on that, the amount of dolls I want gets very, very low. It goes from I want every single Fairyland and Doll Zone doll to maybe I want that guy, that, you know, like it really, really limits who I want. So I was very excited to feel the want to actually get Bella and to visit my boy again. So that's part of an update that wasn't in my last video. What was in my last video is that I did open my what do they call them? The really tall Monster High, like ghoulishly tall. I can't remember the name, but the big ones. I opened Frankie Stein, and I actually wiped her face up. She's still in the bathroom. But I actually wiped her face because I want to start on my next Monster High custom. I have decided it is time. Unfortunately, it is going to be too humid this week to spray, but that's besides the point. Fact is, I have started it, and I'm hoping to finish it. I'm not really, like, after doing Goliath, I'm not really confident about doing it because, like, I don't know, she came out okay. She could have definitely come out better, but I didn't feel confident in doing her face up, and I haven't done much with her since because I was unsatisfied. But I'm hoping to do better with this one, and I really do love my Goliath. She's imperfect, but she's imperfectly perfect, as people say. So I adore her. So I did start that, and I also, in my failed update video, mentioned that I have been trying to write, and it's been going okay-ish, but I did actually figure out something that was taking me forever to figure out, to really like hammer down, and that was what the mistress is thinking. Now the mistress is Benny's boss, and if you don't remember or don't know, Benny is an assassin, and the mistress is who he reports to and who gives him his assignments. And she did something in the past. I won't say what it is. I have mentioned it before, so if you go back, I have mentioned it. she did something and I needed to figure out if she did that just because of an assignment. I wanted to also give more reasoning to why she has Benny. I also wanted to know, is she an evil person? Because, like, you can be an antagonist but not be necessarily evil. In fact, I find it better if you're not. But, you know, that's just me. Or could just be me. But regardless, I had to figure that out. I was at a standstill because I could not figure out how I wanted her to be. But I think I finally figured it out. And I'm crossing my fingers that it works out. So I'm actually gonna probably work more on that tonight. We shall see. Because I'm also about to do, and this is why I'm over here by my computer, as I mentioned, I hope. Because I had to record this twice, so I have no idea if I mentioned that, like, I'm in front of my computer because I'm doing a Cricut project. I think I did. Lord, oh God. But anyway, it depends on how long that project takes, because honestly, to be honest, I've been working on the same project for, I think, 4 or 5 days now, because I just can't get it right. And I need to get it right, because when I went to splurge on a cutting machine, it was either between the Silhouette or the Cricut. And I decided on the Cricut based on a lot of reviews. But what I should have really, really, really paid attention to, and I will give that advice now, is really figure out what you want it for. And then once you figure out what you want it for, then get the cutting machine. Because what I wanted it for is to primarily cut planner stickers. And the Cricut can do that. It's just more complicated. And I hate that. And I wish it wasn't more complicated, but it is. And I'm having a lot of trouble trying to get this one file cut. It's like a monthly file for my planner. And I want to get that cut because I like keeping track of, on the monthly view, keeping track of how much writing I'm doing. And if I'm just like dawdling by watching YouTube, or if I'm actually getting notes down, or if I'm doing word sprints, etc. So I really want to get it printed out, but I'm having a lot of trouble getting it formatted. So I'm having a lot of frustration. But I have at least used my Cricut, and that's the important part. I've used my Cricut for a couple projects now. I made some clear dividers, and I have used it to basically cut squares out of paper, pretty much like the easiest thing you can do. And then I ended up buying what they call die cut, printable die cut from Little Miss Prints, I believe. Is the name of the shop, and I actually ended up getting that cut out. So this is what it looks like. I actually cut her out in multiple sizes because I wanted to see which one was the best. I still haven't decided which size I like more. This is going to go in my budget planner at some point, I think. Though I would love to make like a cover out of this because I love this girl so much. She, even though she's far prettier than me, she reminds me of me because of the glasses, for one, but also the sunflowers. I love sunflowers to the point where I used to carry them around in high school, and people would call me Sunflower because of that. So I don't know. As soon as I saw her, I had to get her. And this is just a test. The colors are kind of dull because my printer didn't want to work with me. But I think if I laminate it, it will look less dull. And I might do that because I tried to print her out on photo paper and then have my Cricut cut her out. And it wouldn't, because it said it couldn't distinguish her from the outline. It was such a mess. I've had 2 completely unsuccessful craft days in a row, and it gets frustrating. And it got to the point where I was like, oh, I want to come home and do dull stuff tonight, but it is very, very humid, so I don't want to use glue or any sealant right now. But I'm hoping tomorrow, and I might film this if I do it. I have 3 Lalaloopsies, and right now they're kind of like on the floor next to my planner stuff. And the reason why they're there is because I put them there just temporarily, but I kind of like how they look there, but I don't like them being directly on the floor. So I'm going to make them a couch. I have like a box that I think is the perfect shape, and I just have to add arms and maybe some padding. So if I end up doing that, I will record the progress such as it is. I'm hoping to do that tomorrow because I think the low will be like 78, the high will be 78. So it should be the perfect weather to start using glue. So I have blathered a lot. I'm very, very sorry. I should have said at the beginning to like get a snack and some coffee or something. I didn't mean to blather on so long, but thanks for being here for me. I really, really appreciate it. It's been a rough month, but I really have been appreciating talking to the camera like this, talking to you guys, talking to YouTube. It has definitely brought a spark back to me. I think I do enjoy the accountability of recording. Like, you know, you want something to say, so you want to do something, you know what I mean? So I don't know, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm very grateful for you guys, and I'm glad that you are here for me. So thank you very much. I will let you go now, and I apologize. I'll probably put in the title to like grab a snack or something, because like but yeah, I will leave it here, and I'll talk to you later. There may be a video tomorrow or Thursday. We'll see how it goes. Yay. But yeah, thank you everyone.